Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Breezeway Productions, The Breeze, where we are excited to kick off this year's Slamdance Film Festival interview series. We were excited to do it last year, and we're more excited to do it this year. We have a great lineup of people that we're going to be speaking to, and we are going to kick things off with Director Ethan Eng for his world premiere at Slamdance this year, Therapy Dogs. How you doing, Ethan?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
For sure. Thanks for coming on the show, and tell our audience a little bit about Therapy Dogs.
So, Therapy Dogs is a movie that me and my friend Justin made during our last year of high school. So, it's like our version of what's the ultimate high school movie. We shot it kind of disguised as the yearbook committee during our final year. So, it's shot in a real high school with real students, and it was made as we were living through it. So, we didn't have all the answers when we started, and the film kind of just takes us through us just thrashing around in that kind of angst and just trying to find something in it.
How did you end up disguising yourself as the yearbook committee and then going to talk to people? Didn't people have a sense that they've never seen you before or been around? Like, how did you go undercover in that way?
Oh, okay. Well, I've been known in the school as like the weird camera kid. I've had that reputation because I helped Cawthra film like some other things too. Cawthra Park is the school where it takes place, and kids weren't too weirded out because in this day and age in high school, everybody has a camera. Kids are always like filming stuff for like their social media. So us recording in the school wasn't too bewildering. Um, but and yeah, I guess telling people that your yearbook, it, it's something you kind of just mention like a couple of times, and then people get the memo. And I'd say like this film ended up really becoming a yearbook video of its own in a way. So in a way, it wasn't really a lie because I would consider this movie kind of like a yearbook video of itself.
Which is great. I enjoy. Oh, I still have my yearbook that I look back to, and you took your picture, and then you were able to leave your quote, and then your piece of information, like as you're graduating and leaving. So it's a good thing to look back on, and now you have a film that you've made about it, which is pretty awesome. Tell us how Matthew Miller and Matt Johnson got involved. They were also in Slamdance in 2013 with the Dirties and Sundance in 2016 with Operation Avalanche. So how did all of you partner up?
Oh, well, yeah, the Dirties is like the DNA of this movie. And it was such an inspiration to me and Justin, like as we were going through high school and like as filmmakers too, because it kind of taught us that we can make movies differently. The Dirties was also shot in a real high school. And yeah, I just reached out to them because, they're also from Toronto. And I pretty much told Matt Johnson in an email that like, hey, really love your stuff, and I'm going to spend all of my college money to make a feature film. Thanks for inspiring me. And like that had the equivalent
What?
of like, yeah, that was like having some kid go up to you and say like, hey, I'm going to jump off this mountain without a parachute. All right, see ya. Um, and he was super nice because he sent me an email back with like a lot of good advice, and obviously encouraging me to go to school instead. Um, but I was like, no. But we,
What?
well, I mean, I just don't work well in a classroom, I don't think.
It's understandable. I didn't either, but you just kind of threw that away by saying you spent all of your college money on making a movie. Were you just like fearless in doing that? Like, how did you know that was what you wanted to do? Because that's a huge risk, so to say. When did you know you were gonna do that? Like all hands on deck, like straight up.
well, like this story just meant so much to me, and it was the most important thing to me at that time. And like, yeah, that this like you'll see in this film, this film is my life, and me and Justin poured everything into it, and it wouldn't stop just at like, you know, pour everything. So literally everything. I don't care what happens after this. We just want to make the best movie we can, and like nothing matters. Literally nothing else matters.
That passion really resonates from you with filmmakers that are so down with their projects. They're so ingrowned into it that it's their ride or die. And I feel that energy. And look at it. I mean, you're competing in the narrative section of Slamdance, which is your world
That's
premiere. So
crazy.
yeah, I mean that's an awesome shot right out the gate. And they support indie. They're about indie, and you did it in a very indie style. So when you're pretending to be in the yearbook club, what kind of questions did you ask people that audiences can look forward to that were in the school?
Well, the thing is, we weren't just in the school. Like, if you look at your yearbook, you probably won't find pictures of like kids, blackout drunk, or like, doing all sorts of crazy things. No mooning pictures in any yearbook photos. Not that there's any mooning in my movie, but or maybe there is.
Maybe there could be.
Yeah, there probably is actually.
All right.
Uh, but we just wanted to have like an accurate depiction of what high school was. And when you tell people that you're making a movie, if you announce that, you kind of like, people are going to kind of put on something, right? And we didn't want that. We just want people to be themselves, and we thought that would be the best way to kind of show this experience and keep it personal. When you announce something as a movie, you kind of like make it into like a big deal. But if we wanted to truly tell a high school story that felt like, it was just some kid's notebook of how he felt that he stuffed under the desk one day, like we wanted that kind of intimacy. And that's just what we had to do.
Yeah. I think that it would be interesting to watch for viewers that maybe in my age group. I'm a millennial. I'm 33, and I feel like my demographic doesn't really understand Gen Z, or there's this kind of beef between Gen Z and my age group where we don't understand how things are going in that world. I have no idea like what goes on in high school now. High school literally feels like yesterday for me. So
Mhm.
would you think that this would be a good film that millennials could watch that would help them understand Generation Z better?
um I think so. Like, in this movie, you'll see people my age completely being themselves, and in a way that like you might not see them act, in front of adults. So you'll get to see, how kids really are when they're being authentically themselves. Um, but I think another thing is that maybe you'll see like your own experience in this. I'm not sure, like, because I didn't grow up as a millennial, I'm not sure what the high school experience was then. But people have been reaching out that have seen the film, and you know, even though they're like years or decades and decades apart, it seems like there are things, inside of those walls that never change.
Yeah, I think that that's very profound. I hope that our audiences can definitely check it out. The film is Therapy Dogs. It is going to be playing at the Slamdance Film Festival, which will be going on next week. 83 minutes. It's an experimental narrative feature, so you can check it out. In closing, Ethan, is there anything that you'd like to say to the Slamdance Film Festival organization for the world premiere in the narrative section this year for the festival?
It's absolutely unbelievable. Did not think it would happen at all. I literally I was completely ready to play this movie under a bridge and have like three people come see it. So the fact that like you guys at Slamdance saw something in this, um, just means so much, because we didn't think anybody would relate, and that's why we made this movie. So the fact that you do see something in this, um, it feels like a warm hug, and I'm so grateful for it.
Amazing. There's a lot of great films to be seen. So we hope that you check out Therapy Dogs, which will be playing at Slamdance. You can check it out virtually. It's going to be awesome to watch that and many other films. And I want to thank you, Ethan, for coming on the show to talk about therapy dogs. And stay tuned for more interviews of the filmmakers that we're going to be screening at this year's Slamdance Film Festival, the 2022 edition. So thanks again, Ethan.
Thank you, Alex.